Let's get started. Welcome. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Christy Monahan, and I'm very happy that you are here. For time's sake, we are briefly going to go over my business partner, Kyle, and I. He's a little fuzzy, but you can see him there with the green shirt on. Tonight, we're going to go over a brief overview of what this company is. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is, like I said, Christy Monahan. I live in Central Florida. I'm a mom, a wife, and I'm also a retired nurse. I was a nurse for about 12 years in the hospital setting prior to starting in network marketing. Some things changed in my life. We had health issues for my mom. And I think a lot of times people come to network marketing for that reason, right? Something shifts, something changes, something happens, and you maybe all of a sudden realize you can't bank on your 9 to 5. Or maybe you no longer want to work a regular job like I did. I wanted to be with my mom because I didn't know how much longer I had with my mom. So it's really where my journey kind of started in network marketing. That was about 5.5 years ago. I started working with a health and wellness company that a friend of mine introduced me to. Didn't really think anybody made money in these things, just to be honest. I kind of had a stigma against, I wouldn't say against, but I really loved the network marketing industry, but I didn't really think, like I said, anyone made money in them. I thought it was more direct sales, that I was going to have to pack my trunk full of a bunch of stuff and like go sell stuff in my friends' living rooms. It's not really what I wanted to do. A friend of mine showed me a very different way. And within that first year, well, after I started listening to her, I actually was able to make into the 6 figures. Did very well with that company, met Kyle there, and we'll hear his story here in just a little bit. We became very good friends and did not financially impact each other's businesses whatsoever, but it was just a very good sounding board some days, advice panel other days, and him and I became very good friends. We both left around the same time for very different reasons. I left that company and kind of dabbled in some other things over the last year. And then in August of this previous year, 2019, Kyle gave me a phone call and let me know that this company had started. I immediately said yes. And as we dive into more things, I'm sure you guys will all hear why. I loved the product line. I loved what the company was and what it stood for. I love Kyle. I wanted to partner with him and work with him. So it just kind of was a fit all around. So I'm going to go over our product line real briefly, and then I'm going to hand it over to Kyle, and he can really talk about the income part and the business side of what it is that we do. And then afterwards, if you guys have any questions, by all means, we'll open up the lines and you can ask those. But we will keep this kind of short and to the point just to kind of respect everyone's time. All right. So for 3.5 years, 3-ish years now, Kyle had always told me about this detox product. It is, I told you guys, I'm a nurse. I lost both of my parents now to preventable cancers. And I say preventable, they developed cancer because of environmental toxins, because of something in their environment. Now, my dad smoked. I think we all know that smoking causes cancer, right? Like, unless you live under a rock, we're all aware of that. So it was a little bit justified. Not that I was not extremely frustrated with him. And there was some, initially some negative, like, why did you have to smoke, right? But for my mom, she actually developed cancer because of talcum powder. It was a product that she was using, had ingredients in it that developed cancer inside her body, and then ultimately is what took her life. So at a very young age, I might add, well, far too young to pass away from baby powder. Anyway, so it sent me down a rabbit hole where I started looking into ingredients and products that I was using. I started to shop organic, which I think everyone should do, or at least try to do. I started just being mindful of what I was putting on my skin and in my body for my family and for myself. And Kyle had always told me about this detox product. These drops you put under your tongue and it rids your body of environmental toxins and does all these magical things. And I thought, yeah, right. It was another one of those stigmas that I had in my mind, and I rolled my eyes and it was okay, great. And it sounded exciting, but I couldn't get my hands on it. And there was a little bit of doubt inside of me that, I mean, just my nurse brain, that could really do what he was saying that it was going to do. He actually had the product, and not a lot of people know this. He had the product at an event that we were at back in March of last year. So just over a year ago, and I tried it and I felt fine. But again, I really didn't know what I had my hands on. So in August when he shared this company with me, it was exciting for me to be able to get my hands on this and to be able to utilize this. The first product that I'll talk to you guys about, it's called Daily Detox Plus. What it is, it's a micronized cleanup zeolite. If you have no idea what that is and you think that that sounds like Greek, I did too. Zeolite is a crystal that is formed in our environment. It is when volcanic ash meets, or lava meets water, and it basically forms this honeycomb-like structure. It looks like a cage almost. And what this does is it's in our environment and it's pulling out heavy metals and toxins from our soil and from our waters and from all around us. It's one of the ways that our earth cleans itself up. the longest time, a lot of people have been trying to use this inside the body. It is inside a few things, right? You'll find it in things like Pepto-Bismol and kitty litter and just some things that we're already using on a day-to-day, but no one had been able to make it small enough where it was able to enter the body and really clean out our systems the way that we had hoped or wanted it to, right? There are some GI detoxes, and I think when we hear the word detox, we think that we're gonna be in the bathroom all weekend or not be able to wear white pants. It's not what that is at all. This is, like I said, it's a few drops you put just directly under your tongue. While it's in your body in about 6 to 8 hours, it's now pulling out heavy metals, VOCs, which are volatile organic compounds. If you don't know what those are, please look them up when you get off this webinar. You should know what they are. They're in a lot of personal care products and things that you're using. Viral components, and basically environmental toxins. Now, there have been many studies that say the majority of diseases and disorders that we encounter on a day-to-day basis are from environmental factors. So I just told you I lost both my parents because of environmental factors, right? These were things in their environment that developed cancers inside their body and took them away. Now, I'm not saying that this cures cancer. I'm not saying that this cures or mitigates anything, really. All I'm saying is if you have a product and you can put it in your body and it's taking away the cause of issues that you're having, diseases and disorders, what do you think the results are going to be, right? So very, very excited about this. One of the things that I love is that I don't have to prove or convince or try to sway anyone's opinion on anything. Like if you're like me and you're thinking, okay, yeah, right, we have clinical papers, we have studies and things that we can show you where I'm not going to have to convince you of anything. I can show you the medical science behind it that does show you that this is doing what I'm saying it's doing. So that is my favorite product. What you're doing is you're putting the Daily Detox Plus in your body. Your body is now a clean slate, as I like to call it. It is in that perfect kind of homeostasis place. And now you can put the good stuff in. So you'll hear the term make way for the good a lot here at NAVAN. The detox pulls out the bad, right? And the good is our restore. Restore is over 90 trace minerals naturally derived from our oceans, marine phytoplankton. If you don't know what that is, again, I'm gonna give you lots of little tidbits. You're gonna have some homework tonight. Marine phytoplankton is the basis of life. Just gets to the very bottom of our food chain. It means food, actually. They're single cell organisms that live on the top of our oceans. They absorb energy from the sun and create food, nutrients for our marine life, for a lot of life, actually. One of the things that Restore is phenomenal, but one of the things that I love about it is that it is bioavailable. This means that your body is absorbing all of the minerals and it knows exactly what to do with it, right? It's not having to break it down. It's not having to figure out if this is, a protein or if this is a, whatever, what do I do with this and any of that. So your body is not spending energy to try to break down that product. Put it in your mouth. I just put a few drops under my tongue. Some people, it does taste salty. Some people put it in water, but your body absorbs it right away and it utilizes it right away. So this is energy immediately, right? So that's our Restore product. It is hands down one of my favorites. The Detox and the Restore I use every single day. Not even kidding. If my house was on fire, I would grab my dog, my kids, and my Detox and Restore and then run out the door. They are my favorite things. I've been with a few other companies and I've loved all the products in any company that I've ever promoted, but nothing like this. I will never go another day without those two products in my life every single day. My family as well. Next, we have our CBD line. We also have a product called HGH. It is not available right now, so it will be in the next few weeks. So get back with the person that invited you tonight and find out more about that one too. We have a CBD line. So detox, restore, and protect are the three bases of what our product line is, right? And these three things are gonna help you live your best life. They're gonna help you be the healthiest that you can. We are not reinventing anything. We're not giving you, diet things or patches or like pills or like anything that's gonna not, affect your body in any kind of negative way. We're basically just getting your body back to where it should be because our bodies are amazing. They were created to heal themselves, right? They're created to be perfect. And we really feel that here at NAVAN is what we try to do. We try to offer products that are going to help your body do what it's intended to do. It's gonna function at its optimal health. So we just went over Detox and Restore. We do, like I said, we have an HGH booster product. I'm not even gonna mention that because it won't be available again for probably a few weeks. But the next thing is our Protect line, and that is our CBD line. Now, just like with our main products, we are not trying to reinvent anything. We are not coming out with the latest, greatest technology and like all of these things. We have a good, clean CBD line with just about every delivery system that you can imagine. We use a CO2 extraction, which is very important. What you will find with our products as well is you will not see any kind of additives, preservatives, and things like that. With every single product that we have, not just our CBD line, but you're going to find something called a COA, which is a certificate of analysis. This is on the website. This is a third-party test. This is not something done by NAVAN. We send our products out to a third party. They test the products not only to make sure the efficacy of the product is there, but what we say is on the label is actually in the bottle. The amount that we say is actually in there, and there's nothing that we say that's not in there, right? So on our CBD line, as an example, you're going to see that we test for heavy metals, pesticides, herbicides, terpenes, all of those different things. And again, all of that is on our front-facing website. The transparency that you find here at NAVAN is next to none. Again, I don't know of any other company that would have a third-party test on every single one of their products and put that out there for the world to see. I actually, that first company that I told you about didn't tell you at all what was in their products. You would see things like 99% other ingredients. Okay, aren't you supposed to be a health and wellness company? Like what, 99% other ingredients? That's interesting. I just read an article today that the FDA has lowered again their standards 5 times so far this year, that food companies can now swap out ingredients and not put anything on the label. So in a world where we're living in right now, where transparency is unfortunately not the norm, I love the fact that we are open and honest and want you to see what's in our product, and especially what's not in our product. So our CBD line, again, it is organic, USA grown, non-GMO, it is vegan. We have a CBD tincture. It is at least, and I say at least because on that third-party test, you're going to see much more than what we say. But so 750 milligrams is what will be at least in each and every CBD tincture. There are only 2 ingredients in the tincture. CBD oil, again, derived from organic hemp. The other one is MCT oil, derived from coconuts. We use a fat-soluble carrier oil because best in the font blows out of the park. Yes, love that. I don't know, iPhone user, that is amazing comment. I agree. Many people have come from other CBD companies and have stated that they use a lot less CBD here with NAVAN, that it works a lot better. I was attributing that to the detox product because I think we can all agree when you have a nice clean slate and you put products in them, those products are going to work a lot better. Even the foods and the nutrition that you're eating is going to work a lot better. But what I've come to find out is I think a lot of other companies with other CBD products, they really just aren't transparent. They don't have as good of a product as they claim that they do. Anyway, so the 2 ingredients, those are the only 2 ingredients in our CBD tincture. There's nothing else in there. COA is on the website. The other products that we have a product called Dream. A lot of people call it Sweet Dreams. It has 500 milligrams of CBD in addition to a few milligrams of melatonin, chamomile, some other essential oils and ingredients that are going to help you fall asleep, get a restful night's sleep, and wake up much more rested than a lot of people would or could. There's shift workers love this. It is safe for all ages. The other products that we have 2 creams. One is a lotion. It is phenomenal. It is called Renew. Has things like coconut oil and aloe vera extract. There's also 750 milligrams of CBD in that. Super hydrating. I use it as a night cream on my face. A lot of our members love that, that lotion. The other one's called Relieve. This is an anti-inflammatory cream. Lots of different ingredients. They're going to help with muscle and joint pain, things like arnica and vitamin B6, MSM. We have CBD bath bombs, and they are phenomenal. I can't even tell you what sitting in a bath of 100 milligrams of CBD around you is like. Not going to get into a whole much more details of that, but there are essential oils, CBD, and Epsom salt in those. Definitely a fan favorite. And last but certainly not least are our CBD gummies. I do not encourage you to keep the gummies on your desk or anywhere within arm's reach, because if you're anything like me, you will start eating them and not stop and then look at your jar and say, what happened to all my gummies? They're phenomenal. Again, all organic ingredients. They are flavored with fruits and vegetables. They are vegan as well, so they're not made with any gelatin, 25 milligrams each. And that is that. So that's just a little rundown of our product line. I'm going to hand it over to Kyle. Like I said, we met about 3-ish years ago. I don't even know now. I stopped counting. It seems like a lot longer even. Like even though that 3 years seems like a long time, it seems like a lot longer. So we've been working together for, I don't know, probably the last 2 years, and here at NAVAN since August. When he gave me a call and told me that this company had started and that he was going to start working here, I jumped on board right away. I was actually in a place where I really hadn't wanted to work in network marketing anymore. I had lost my mom. I told you that. Here's Kyle. I told you I had lost my mom. She was the original reason that I stopped working in the hospital setting. So when she passed away, I just kind of thought that maybe I should go back to working in the hospital. I hated it though. I hated working in a job again. I think once you get a little taste of what it's like to not have a boss, to not have to wear a name badge or clock in and out anywhere, or like go back to that life, it's hard to ever not eat lunch when you want and do your own thing and all of that. So in August, when he gave me a call, I knew that I knew this is something I wanted to jump on board, especially with him and everything that he explained to me about our compensation plan and about our founder and about the company. So it just was a no-brainer, and I'm very, very happy that I'm here. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to my business partner, Kyle Helm, and we're going to hear what he has to say.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Well, good. That's a positive thing, right?
Yes.
Technology is working in our favor. And thank you, Christy, for everything and all that you just did. You gave like the most amazing rundown of products in the shortest amount of time I think I've ever seen. That was pretty impressive. But thank you guys for everybody for coming on here. And we told you tonight, is like a quick overview. It's a snapshot. It's a introduction. Or maybe if you're here for like the 5th or 6th or 10th time and you just need to hear it again, that's okay too. And, our goal isn't to just give you every single detail. It's just to kind of hit the highlights. And, Christy really talked about our product line, which is obviously what makes this go. Right. But there's some really important reasons that we started this. And I think that's probably something that I should talk about a little bit. And it really kind of stems, I'll give you guys a quick snapshot of my background for those of you that don't know me. I like to say that I'm a 35-year-old psychologically unemployable retired rock and roll drummer. Born and raised California. I say that I'm psychologically unemployable because, guys, the only job that I ever had was playing drums, right? I used to play drums for a living. I flew all over the world, had an amazing time doing it, right? Amazing time doing it. But I was on tour on average about 275 days a year, 38 different countries. And I got really tired of saying goodnight from Skype. Like that's really what it boiled down to. I just got tired of being away from my kids. I wanted to be a stay-at-home dad. And I will tell you that I was at a point in my life where I was willing to do whatever it was going to take to be a stay-at-home dad. And the short version of this is one day I got a phone call from my dad and he said, "I signed you up in my business." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Because my dad had owned and operated an auto body shop, like custom paint, custom body work, stuff like that for the better part of, well, pretty much all his life, right? He's 67. He started doing that when he was 14. So when he said he signed me up in his business, I was like, "What in the world are you talking about?" And it was just a few days later, he came down and he showed me this presentation, and it was really my first exposure to network marketing, right? This was 10 and a half years ago. So I was 24. I had never really seen network marketing. I knew about it. I knew what it did. I knew how it worked, kind of, but I didn't know anything. And I watched this presentation and it was really boring. It was 26 minutes. It was a slideshow and it had this monotone voice over the top of it. And I just got it. It just clicked. I'm like, this is how I get off the road. Like, this is it. This is my shot. And I went on tour for a month to Germany just 2 days later. And I came back from that tour and I had 2 people that had actually signed up and I made a total of $500. And I had no idea. I shot them some messages through MySpace. I came home to 2 paychecks that totaled $500 and I'm like, game on. Here we go. Here we go. I'm all in. I quit the bands. I went full time in network marketing. Fast forward 10 months, I failed as bad as you can fail, right? Like as you would imagine, I had no idea what in the world I was doing, but I kept going. I kept going in the industry because I believed in what we had. And everything changed one day. I happened to meet a guy 10 months into my network marketing full-time journey, right? And I happened to meet this guy that was a top 5 income earner. And he was making over 6 figures a month, on average about $110,000, $120,000 a month. And for some reason we clicked. Like we were polar opposites, right? Here I am, 24 years old, tattoo head to toe, can't make $5 in this business. And here's this guy making $100,000+ a month, right? Suit and tie professional, Wall Street type guy. He was an investment banker by trade. And I mean, we couldn't have been more opposite, right? He was an investment banker for 20 years and I'm 24 years old. And we just became really good friends. And it's because of that relationship we're here today. Right. That's why we're on this call. He happens to be the founder, the owner, the CEO of this amazing company, NAVAN, right? What you guys are hearing about. And, we ended up partnering up and for the next several years built some incredible things, right? I partnered up with him and about 2 months later in a different company. We left the company we were with because they had picked a fight with the FTC, and that's not a good idea, right? Like you don't want to do that. And he knew that they were never going to recover from what they had going on with the FTC, and he knew we had to leave. So he left, and he invited me along with 4 other people to kickstart his new business. And that's where everything changed for me, guys. Everything changed for me. Over the course of 27 months, we built a team of 65,000 people together. And that'll dramatically change your life. But unfortunately, we left that company as well. And there were reasons that I don't need to get into the details, but the owner was doing some very unethical things, manipulating genealogies and just doing things that should not be done in this industry. So we went on to build some teams in some other companies, different places, trying to find places that we felt safe, places that we, could trust. And if it wasn't, like Christy was talking about, this 99% other ingredients, like if it wasn't product related, or it wasn't, the compensation plan wasn't doing what it was supposed to, or, one company I was with, guys, they sold it out from underneath us to another company. And I mean, it was just one thing after another of all these things that nobody should ever have to experience in this industry, when network marketing is the greatest industry on the planet. Hands down the greatest industry on the planet. What it can do for you and what it can do for me and everybody here, there's nothing else out there that can do this. And yet, why are all these knuckleheads having these companies that just do all this extremely unethical things that just screw over the people? And it came to a point where my partner, the owner of this company, just said, I'm done. He said, I'm out. I can't do this anymore. There's nowhere out there we can call home. And me, on the other hand, I'm like, well, I don't really have a background to fall back on. I'm not going to go play drums again. I'm not going to go tour. So I'm just going to keep going and kind of put up with the nonsense. And it was a few years later, he came to a point where he said it was time to do something about this. Actually, his wife just said, dude, you need to just stop talking about this. She said, shut your mouth or put your money where your mouth is and do something about it. And he said, you're right. And about 18 months ago, he went down the path of starting this company, NAVAN. But it wasn't started like most people start network marketing companies for. It was started to create a place that people could feel safe and call home. A place that, quite frankly, the whole idea was that your life would be better because you had an interaction with us. Your life would be enhanced because you became part of this company. And he understood one thing, I should say, is that the most important thing and the only asset that this company will ever have, and any company for that matter, is the people. Where so many companies forget that. They think their assets are their jets or their Taj Mahal corporate offices or their whatever they have, right? They don't realize that the only reason they're in business is because of you. And he said, we're going to start a company that is 100% centered around the people. Every decision we make is for the people. Everything we do is for the people. So they have a better experience. So their life is better off because they interacted with us, right? Create a set of guiding principles that just would change the way network marketing would be done. Like, be transparent. Do what we say we're going to do, right? Things like that. Treat other people how you want to be treated. Simple things, but bottom line, people first always. And that was what started NAVAN 18 months ago. And we went down this path, right, of starting this thing with this amazing product line. Like we knew that it had to be special, right? It couldn't be just your next flash in the pan product or your next gimmick this or your next trend. It was about creating something, again, that would enhance your life forever. Right? You would be better off because you had an interaction. So that's where the product line comes from. You guys heard it. It's amazing. Christy breaks it down so fast, it's unreal, but you guys get the idea, right? And then it was, we have to pay people better than they've ever been paid in this industry, right? We have to pay people what they deserve to be paid, because the problem with a lot of companies that get started is they're driven by corporate greed, right? So there's this big giant pot of money at the end of the rainbow, at the end of all the sales and all the SG&A and all the overhead expense, right? That should go to you. But instead, about 3/4 of it goes in their pocket, and then a little tiny piece of it goes to you. And you know what's cool though? Here's what I want you to think about, is the stories that you've heard, the people you have met. We've all met people or heard of people that, have made millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars in this industry, right? Or have gone from completely busted and broke to an incredible income, right? Replacing all the income in their household, whatever the case may be. We've all heard those stories, and that was on that garbage percent of money that these greedy companies were paying people. Imagine what happens when you just give all the people the money. And that's what we did, right? It wasn't about the P&L at the end of the year for us. It wasn't about any of that. It was about giving it to the people. So we created a very unique compensation plan, right? We created a compensation plan. We didn't use the standard binary where you build 2 teams and you only get paid a little percentage of, your lesser team. Well, where's the logic in that? Patrick builds a team, right, in a binary comp plan, and he has 2 legs, but he only gets paid a small percentage of his smaller team. And usually it's somewhere like between 5 and 10, maybe 15% of his smaller team. Wait a minute. Those 2 teams exist because Patrick started them, but yet he only gets paid a percentage of the smaller one. Where's the logic? It's ridiculous. But hey, I did it too. I built in one of those. I believed in that model for a minute. Or here's the other one, right? Christy is out there and she builds in a unilevel comp plan, and she builds 100 people wide. She's got 100 people on her front line, but she's only paid on a few levels. And then after a certain amount of distance, she can't even get paid anymore. It doesn't even count. But wait a minute, that business only exists because Christy started it. So why is she only paid a couple levels of it? Oh, she rank advanced to, Grand Pumbaa, but she's only paid 7 levels. Where does that make sense? Again, so it was about, no, we're going to do things right? So we created something that pays you on your whole team, right? We build 3 teams of people. We build in depth underneath those 3 teams forever. It doesn't matter if it's 2 levels or 2,000 levels. We take the entire amount of volume or sales that you did, right? And that creates a rank, and your rank is what guarantees your residual paycheck. We pay you 4 ways at NAVAN. And I'm not going to get into like super detail because, guys, we have videos and trainings and all sorts of stuff that will explain this. Again, this is just an introduction, a highlight. But the best part of my comp plan, in my opinion, I say it's NAVAN's comp plan, right? It's mine at the moment because I'm sharing it with you, is that every single person that gets started has the ability to be paid on all 4 ways day 1. You don't have to hit a certain rank in order to collect on this or this percentage of that. Your compensation plan doesn't fluctuate if you buy in on a bigger pack or a smaller pack, or, you get a founder's pool nonsense, garbage, leadership, diamond, this. We take percentage of the company if you hit this rank and we divide it between all. None of that crap exists. Excuse my language. It's just the truth, right? We pay you 4 ways, and we pay you more in those 4 ways than you've ever been paid in your entire life in this industry. On average, is double, triple, or sometimes even 4 times the amount that people are used to being paid, right? The volume of your whole organization, no matter how it gets there, whether you sponsor those people, whether they fall in your organization by what some people call waterfall building, spillover, some people call it, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter. And 100% of it counts. New enrollments, personal orders, auto ships, retail customers, whatever. We look at that total number of sales. That volume creates your rank. Your rank is what guarantees your monthly residual paycheck. Bottom line. Now, of course, there's other ways we get paid, right? Cabs and with customer acquisition bonuses when people get started, retail customer sales. We pay you 20% of the actual cost of the product, right? We have rank advancement bonuses from $100 to $200,000, right? Paid in 2 payments. That's not a bad day. Christy becomes a presidential diamond. She gets 100 grand and 100 grand month after month. That's a good day. Not a bad one. Not one of those bonuses that, we're going to pay you over the next 24 months. Come on, what is that crap? So forget all of that. Forget everything you know about this industry and say, you know what? I'm ready to be part of a company that has an amazing culture. Again, why is our culture amazing? It's because of the people. The people are put first always, which changes the way we interact with each other. We are one team. We are one family. Bottom line. None of this nonsense out there of this and that group and these bad cultures, and forget all of that because we don't have it. Why don't we have it is because we created a culture that is amazing where people are put first. And we created this company, again, for you to have a home that you can be safe in, a place that you can trust and love and continue to thrive and change your life in, with amazing products, with all third-party testing and validation, a compensation plan that will pay you more money than you've ever been paid in this industry. And guess what, guys? We formally launched our company March 14th of this year. We are brand new. April 15th, we soft launched Canada. We're branching into Canada now. Now, guys, I will tell you, if any of you guys are from Canada, from Canada. Wow, I apologize for that. Listen, we're in the beginning stages, right? We have limited products right now, but we're moving into a new inventory. We're going to be shipping products from Canada. We're working with Canadian manufacturers to manufacture our CBD, going down the registration process with Health Canada. We're doing everything how we're supposed to be doing, right? Guys, this is the first wave of what we're doing. March 14th, we launched this company in this country, in the United States of America. April 15th, we kicked the doors open to Canada. And you guys are looking at it first. Because there's less than 10,000 people in this company. Right? Realistically, there's just about 7,000 people involved with our company in North America. And you're here looking at it at the beginning. That can change your life. The culture can change your life. The compensation plan can change your life. We're new. There's going to be road bumps. There's going to be little hiccups. But if you stick it through, watch what happens. Watch what happens. So, Kirsty, I don't know if there's anything else I need to say. If you want to, we kind of hit everything, right? We told everyone it was going to be a snapshot.
I have nothing else to say. For those of you that are guests on tonight, get with the person that invited you. Get your questions answered. There are amazing videos out there. If you want a little bit more of a deeper dive, there's something called The Play, which I would highly encourage you to ask the person that invited you tonight. Ask them for that play video. It's maybe 7 minutes. Kyle does an amazing job. I talked about the products. Kyle just talked about the comp plan, but the play is really what you go do. It's a very—
Should we tell them?
Sure,
go ahead. Should we just tell them
let's do
there's
it.
only one thing you do to build this business, guys. That's it. There's only one step. Whether you want to just make a couple $100s a month or you want to make a couple $100,000 a month, anything's possible, right? That's what our comp plan does. But there's only one thing you do, and it's what's it called, Kirsty?
It's called The Play. We run the play.
It's called the play. We run the play. So, guys, all that means is 3 people. You get started. You find 3 people to do this with you. And now the coolest part is no matter which way you get started, whether it's a $9.99 pack, a $4.99 pack, a $2.99 pack, if you get 3 people to do the exact same thing that you do, you're guaranteed to make more money than it costs you to get started. And if you do it like in a week, so go watch that video she's talking about. If you do this in a week, you're going to make a lot more money.
I love the play, and I know we were going to keep this short and sweet, but I just get it, and I'm not trying to say anything bad about where I came from. I'm very grateful, but I had to enroll at least 8 people to not make my money back, to not even make half of my money back in the previous company I came with. So when I came here and I learned that I could enroll 3 people and I would make my initial investment back plus some, I was just floored. And like Kyle said, it's all you do. You just keep running the play and then you do it again and you help those people do it. And it's a very, very simple system. Duplication in tools is there's an abundance of them here. I'll just tell you that. It's simple. The comp plan, the products, it's a better company. And I can say that with certainty. So.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a better company. And I say that you can say it with certainty and I will say it proudly because it's the truth. Mm-hmm. Bottom line, this is good luck, everybody else. We've raised the bar. Good luck getting up to that bar. So Kirsty, I'll hand it back to you, but guys, get back to the person that invited you. Get your questions answered and say, I'm ready to do this thing. And send me some of those videos Kirsty was telling us about.
Yeah, absolutely. And we hope to have you guys soon on our teams and see you in the field. And that's it. Thank you guys for joining us. Have a great night.
Thank you guys. Love ya. Bye.